Halloween safety. Hello again, everybody. This video is about that topic indeed. Halloween safety, okay? Thanks for joining me again. It's me, Woosha Richard. Yeah, okay, so this topic then, Halloween safety. I'm making this video, we're talking about safety. Basically, who the hell am I to talk about it, right? But basically, as we always say, prevention is better than cure. So I'd rather like to talk about preventing any possible, thinkably possible um, outcomes or ridiculous actions of human beings, because I wouldn't put anything past human beings in this day and age, or any in the human day and age. Basically, Halloween, alright, this is a Halloween safety video for young kids and also adults and teenagers, anyone at the Halloween time, okay? Halloween, be it you celebrate it to whatever level. I want you to. Sorry, I want you to. I mean, it's just the thing. I don't like to like make videos where I'm like giving advice to people, telling you what you should do, blah blah blah. Who the hell am I? Again, that's everything I say is just like I should just cut the video now. But but I'm just sharing my thoughts on what I think is positive. So just take of it whatever you will. What I'm saying right though, if you will take any advice, what I'll say though is don't go around. You shouldn't go around being silly at Halloween time. Some people go out late of the night, drinking or whatever they might be doing, being idiots at parties or this or that, and they dress up in Halloween gear at Halloween, coming out late of the night and drunk, very excited. And this could be any time, fair enough. But there's people that go about, and you might end up being a fool and end up having an accident, getting hit by a car, or anything could happen. So I'm advising people to be smart. Now, one thing I really want to talk about here, though, is this. Okay, Halloween time. Don't go around terrorising people and scaring people with. You see some very like funny videos. I find them very funny, very amusing videos online of pranks where people prank people with like scary things, like dressed up to look like a very scary ghost or a zombie or something, and things happening, or people like leaving some kind of setup in the room so that when the person opens the door they get the fright of their life, something disgusting there. But I will tell you this, alright, simple pranks and simple things like that and jokes, especially at times like Halloween and that, when it's known for like, gruesome, spooky stuff, that could really play on someone's mind in a big way. That could really affect someone. That could really you could end up even like making someone have an accident. They might slip up, they might have an accident or something, and it could really, you could do something bad. I also want to give you another, it could be irreversible, very regrettable. I want to say, okay, here is another thing I want to say, is don't go copying or reenacting anything you see in horror movies. This may sound crazy, right? And also anything you might have seen on YouTube or anywhere. Don't go around reenacting horror scenes or anything like that. Don't go like tying people up just for a game, right? Or don't go tying people up or starting fires or anything like that. You've got to be really careful, okay? Don't go playing around with obvious things like knives or weapons and things like that. Be real careful, because there's some young people out there, and let's hope it's not you, okay? Nobody, okay? I'm just saying, but there's people out there who reenact these things, like young people who don't know any better, and then try to reenact things they see like in horror films for fun, or play around. And it could even happen like just making a fun movie, like a fun video. Like when we make videos, like I make fun videos, as you know, but it's like sometimes you could really mess up and have an accident. You really need to be careful. I mean, accidents can happen anytime, anywhere. You could in any way when you're just doing normal household chores. So be careful, especially at Halloween. Don't go around playing an idiot. Don't go around carrying like real knives around, or if you're something like in a Halloween mask, Michael Myers, for example, just trying to scare someone. Because you could end up, or it could be a fake, a pretend axe or some plastic axe or something, and someone goes falling down some stairs and breaks their neck in fear, because that would be a terrible outcome, and you may end up making a fool of yourself. You're making a fool of yourself. I don't mean in other people's eyes. You will really be making a waste of yourself, right? There's a lot of horror films out there that are really gruesome and scary, right? and they're good fun to watch sometimes if you like horror films. And there's a lot of films. There's even a lot of new, like more newer horror films coming out as well with things in. But for God's sake, don't go around, really. And I must say this, don't go trying to reenact or play any games, tying someone up or something. It could be anything. A human, burying someone or something. And the person not being able to get out. Don't go out there doing some stupid things. You know what I mean? Attacking someone or playing any ridiculous games. You know what I mean? Or setting any like silly traps or might be there for fun or something, booby traps, and then you end up getting, really hurting someone or yourself. It can backfire on yourself sometimes. You might be left in pain, agony with no one there to help you. Same for anyone at Halloween time. Be careful when you're out late and about. Be aware of anyone who might be doing that, and also be aware of any kinds of, weird. Be aware because you get kinds of like killers and weird people who prey on people. And don't. Especially late of a night, or if there's like a common or something like that, or a grassy area with trees, and you're walking on down a quiet alleyway or somewhere really dark, secluded place. Be really careful. You shouldn't really be out at that time of night if it's a place that you're not too sure about. And people that go out late of the night, drinking and making to parties and doing all kinds. Don't be silly. Don't come out like an idiot and get hit by a car. People rushing about. The same way as it happens at Christmas time, people rushing about and you get people getting hit by cars. It can happen any time, but so or someone coming out like late, drunk of a night or something, and then getting taken away, taken hostage or raped or this or that. It can happen, right? So someone in a mask, you just don't know what it could be. So what I'm gonna say is be wise about it, okay? Don't go playing games, either like Halloween games. You get young people sometimes who might go somewhere. It might be an old abandoned house where it looks haunted, or it might be some forest area or somewhere where there's nobody around who could help you in case of emergency, first aid, and you might even go with a group of people. And if you're not too sure about them and they're your friends, or you think they're your friends or something, you could end up you could either get lost, or you could end up. Stuck somewhere and they might play a trick on you either. So you don't want to end up or following a stranger somewhere. Be careful, really. Okay. So that's really what I'm saying there. Be careful. And even if you're in your own home as well, be careful. And don't rush around. If you're doing any Halloween cooking, I don't know, cutting a pumpkin up or anything, or just make it so don't end up killing yourself with a knife, like slipping and not being careful. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the next half hour. Dun, 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 dun. It's Captain Scarlet. Was it Stingray? So Stingray. I'm joking, but you know what I mean though, yeah? So anything like that, pranks, anything. Take it easy, have fun on Halloween, relax. Watch a horror film by all means, if you want to do that. Enjoy whatever you want to have, like a little snack feast or something you want to cook up, or you can have a few friends over, have a party, whatever you want to do, something like that. Maybe you like to do that, yeah? With your families. Be careful with like trick-or-treaters and stuff. You never know, you could get some strange person knocking on your door. My grandmother avoids knocks on the door from kids and that because you just don't know who you're going to get, Kids, oh God, of course, kids and adults, anyone out there, okay? In terms of trick-or-treating, and if you're a parent, be mindful of your kids too. Don't, I wouldn't advise them to be going out, you got to be not only that being out late of the night, but kids especially. Kids are kids, right? But kids, I'm saying, right, don't go out there doing anything stupid like chucking bricks through windows or harming animals or trying to set fire to anything. Don't go out there causing destructive havoc because trick or treat, it can turn into a stupid game as well. And I know you don't see much of that in the last few years. You haven't seen a lot of that like we did back in the day, but still, you have to be mindful. And I want to say to kids as well as the adults, I'll keep talking to adults all the damn time, but kids also, okay, I want to say to the kids, alright, don't start getting into any fights or whatever with your friends, okay? If you're together, all the kids, okay, young people, okay, if you're with your friends and there's a fight or an argument with someone, if you disagree with someone or they disagree with you or they're very rude to you maybe, and if you're it might be Halloween time, you might be outside, maybe trick or treating or doing something for fun, right? You're having masks on or whatever it might be, playing around, right? Don't play stupid games. Don't go following idiots. Always advise your friends to do the right thing and don't be silly, you know, because there's a time and a place. Jokes can go so far, you know, you have to always put a stop to that. You have to, there's a limit to it. So come on now, we're mature, you know, we're not idiots, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, tell your friends, if they want to argue, don't get all upset and so excited, you know, so upset and so down in yourself, like maybe you feel very you just feel like your friends are not understanding you. Come on, man, it's Halloween. It could be any kind. It could be your birthday. It could be Christmas. But I'm saying, let's say Halloween. Let's say, for example, and you're in a party or you're with your friends or somewhere having fun, and then someone's rude to you. Something goes bad, you know, and you feel so embarrassed, so ashamed. Remember that self-integrity, that self-respect, because behind the mask there's a real person, right? It's you, and you're not a stupid idiot. They're the ghosts if they want to be cowards and bullies and nasty. But you don't have to worry about them because they're shallow inside. A shallow grave. Only joking. But I'm just saying, right, just avoid negativity. Don't let it into your heart. It should be a time of fun. If they're negative, you can always do better than them. Go home and relax. Watch a film or something, right? Because even no matter how much fun it is, no fun can be had if you're a spoil sport or you're with a bunch of spoil sports. And sometimes people are nasty, and if you take it to heart, you know, then it's your own problem, mate. They could be just playing around, maybe, but they'll call you a spoil sport when they're being the one. So you have to be positive no matter what. But there's always a limit. If you can accept it, if you can't accept something, then quietly be polite and just say, you know, I'm gonna have to go home now. You know, so I don't feel too good. Make an excuse up or something else. Change the subject. Be wise. You don't need to get into an argument and say, "What do you mean? You're pissing me off." You know, excuse my language. You know. So I'm gonna go home. You can't be like that. Because arguments lead to fights. Fights sometimes lead to irreversible, regretful incidents, accidents, purpose-driven, whatever. You know, you don't want something terrible to happen, especially on a fun occasion when it should be like a holiday or something like that. Okay. So just take care on Halloween, everybody, and take care of everyone around you. If you want to make some creative videos for Halloween or some horror type stuff, you know, or if you want to make like a little horror movie or write a horror story, do something like that. All right? Be creative, artistic maybe. Tell some like ghost stories, make it all old school, you know, campfire, do something, have some fun. But you know. Or you know, if you really believe in ghosts, you can look into that kind of stuff and, I mean, read up about stories like that and study that. But I'm just saying, right, most important thing is avoid negativity. Don't be a fool and don't go reenacting the foolish actions of idiots and or things you might see in movies, because that's real. You know what I mean? It's like it's a difference. You know what I mean? I mean, don't go reenacting violent things. You know, or try and like prank people so badly, because it could be irreversible. It could be something that you could harm somebody really psychologically, physically, you know. And be aware. Don't be out too late, and don't go to secluded places and play stupid games where you might end up getting stuck there. You know, bleeding to death, broken legs, whatever. You just don't. You need to be careful where you are. Okay. Don't get intoxicated. Don't do any stupid dares either. I'm telling you. My point. I have to say this, right. Don't go play any dares. If someone dares you to do something, I dare you, come on everybody, come on, the whole group. They're a bunch of dickheads, a bunch of knobs. If someone's going to try to tell you to do something dangerous, hold your breath underwater, eat something that's not supposed to be eaten, you know, things like this, burn your face off with fire, you know, don't be a dickhead, don't do that. Because you could be really harming yourself up. These people are retarded, stupid mongoloids in my chosen speech there for that. You have to understand that. Be wise in yourself, right? Don't do foolish things, right? If someone tells you, see if you can eat, you know, 2 big chocolate cakes or whatever, fair enough, for the fun of the game, you might try. Not scoff too much down and choke yourself to death, but you might try to, you know what I mean? But within limits. You know what I mean? Yeah. If someone told you to drink boiling water, you wouldn't do it, would you? Of course not. You can't do something like that, right? So you know, or go out, walk into the forest. You know, just walk ahead with your eyes blindfolded and just keep walking and take 500 steps without knowing where. That would be a foolish game because you might fall down a hole, you might fall in the, you know what I mean? It's just dumb. Things that you don't know the consequences of. You'd be better off to study it beforehand. Don't go off doing that. Never shut your senses off deliberately. Always try to use your senses and use your common sense as well. Don't be a retard like those people would be. Okay? And don't say something like, when an idiot tells you to do something stupid, it's not always the best idea to turn it around and say, okay, well, why don't you do it? You're so brave, you're so clever. Because that person might go ahead and do, because these kind of idiotic people would do something like that. Don't go end up stealing someone's car either, or breaking into someone's house, you know, running in, trying to play around, mess about with animals or anything. You could end up getting yourself eaten, bitten, or whatever. Okay? Don't dare games or anything like that. Don't be stupid, right? Be careful with what games you play, okay, too. I think I've finished everything, right? Don't dabble in the paranormal. I'm not mysteriously spiritual or all that. I'm just saying, people play these spooky games. I wouldn't dabble in that because it's something you don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do it. So we're getting the Halloween vibe for this video, right? Thank you for watching. Enjoy your Halloween, spooky times. Enjoy your movies, okay? Whatever you want to watch. If you make any creative little movies or anything about Halloween too, or any artwork, I would love to see what you do, okay? Kids, adults, families, people in general, be responsible at Halloween at any time. Keep it real. Thank you. Keep it real, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro?